You can put a little thing right over my face that says, don't copyright claim us, Disney. When I was a kid, I went to Disneyland. I remember waiting in line for hours to ride, Indiana Jones and Magic Mountain and Indiana Jones and the Matterhorn and Indiana Jones again. But anyway, the point is, the rides were great, but the waits were terrible. And you know what else was terrible? Waiting for freaking Disney Plus to come out. But it's finally here. It's November 12th, and it is here. Disney Plus has arrived. The vault is open, the originals are out, and it is time for us to dive in and find out how Disney Plus is doing on day one. Yes, indeed, it is here, Disney Plus. The day has finally arrived, and much like I did a week or two ago with Apple TV Plus, I stayed up all night so that I could start consuming content from the very moment that it came out. So at 4 o'clock in the morning, the app appeared on the Roku store, and I downloaded it and watched to my heart's content. Well, sort of to my heart's content, but we'll get there in just a moment. Before we get to the content of Disney Plus, I do want to reiterate a few of the basics, just in case for any of you who have been kind of under a rock for the last few months. If you don't know about this, Disney Plus, the new streaming service from Disney, is out. Here's how it works. It is all the Disney Plus, well, not all, but a lot of the old vault content. So a lot of Disney animated classics, Pixar, Nat Geo content, Star Wars, MCU content, a ton of stuff here on the Disney Plus app. It's available for $7 a month or $70 a year, depending on which way you want to go. There's also bundling options with Hulu and ESPN Plus. So here's how it works. If you're already a subscriber to those other platforms, then all you need to do is go to Disney Plus and sign up using the same email address you used for those services. And then a credit will be automatically applied to your account. At least that's according to the Disney Plus FAQ page. So I guess we'll see how it goes over the next couple of months if there's any hiccups with that. But all you need to do is make sure you sign up with the same email address. Otherwise, if you're not a subscriber to any of those, you go to the Disney Plus website and sign up, and there's an option now for the bundle. It wasn't there yesterday, but it's there today. There is some good news recently that came out regarding devices that this is available on. You can watch it pretty much anywhere. We used to have to say not Amazon Fire devices, but now that's not the case. Disney reached their agreement with Amazon, and so now you can get the Disney Plus app on the Fire devices. So Fire TV Stick, Fire TV Cube, whatever. All that stuff. It's also on Roku, Apple TV, Android, all the platforms basically. Nobody wants to miss out on Disney Plus, quite frankly. Once you are signed up for Disney Plus, some more good news is the simultaneous streams. Now, a lot of streaming services are gonna limit you down pretty far. Like with Netflix, the $13 a month plan, you only get 2 simultaneous streams in HD. With Disney Plus, even at the $7 a month, a lot lower price, you're getting full HD, UHD, 4K, HDR, all the stuff, all the bells and whistles that you would want, and you're getting that with 4 simultaneous streams and 7 user accounts. So if you got a big family, lots of roommates, whatever the case may be, you can create a lot of accounts, and up to 4 of those can be streaming at the same time. Pretty nice. And even better than the simultaneous streams for some of us, especially the parents out there, is that you can download these titles on mobile devices. So on my iPad, for instance, I can download all this stuff so that, say, for a long car trip with a 3-year-old and a 6-year-old, I've got a ton of options for them to watch on the go. The downloading and the simultaneous streams may come in handy, honestly, because word on the street is that Disney and other streaming services are going to be cracking down on password sharing a little bit more than has been the case in the past. We don't have any evidence of this yet. It's still day one, but that is something to watch out for. Speaking of day one, let's talk about the experience so far on the app itself. Here's the thing, it's day one, so I have to take everything with a grain of salt, but oh boy, is it going slow. So a lot of these titles are not working at all. The app itself is running fairly slowly. That's probably more the fault of the Roku, honestly. But if I want to watch The Mandalorian right now, and it's going to say this is not currently available. Well, it is currently available. See, okay, now it's popped up here. Half the country is watching it right now, so yeah, the servers are a little overloaded. And that definitely says something about our priorities, right? We all want to watch Disney Plus. We're all really excited about it. I think The Mandalorian is definitely the flagship program for today the one that everybody wants to watch, right? So it's no surprise. But what is kind of surprising is that Disney, they had to know that this would happen, that a ton of people would be logging in to watch at the same time, and yet they're still having these first day hiccups and issues. I'm gonna cut them some slack, but on the other hand, it is Disney, right? That shouldn't be a problem going forward. Obviously, they will fix that, and frankly, we won't have quite the slam of people trying to hit the servers at the same time. But what it does indicate is that Disney Plus is possibly even more popular than Disney anticipated, or that analysts anticipated, but not more popular than I anticipated. Yeah, we'll see as the months and the years go by how Disney Plus does as far as competing with Netflix, but my confidence for it is pretty high. But let's get back to the content itself. Okay, so we've got on Disney Plus on day one a ton of vault options. We've got Pixar shows, we've got Disney animated classics, we've got Avatar and Avengers Endgame, etc., etc. There's a ton of stuff there. So a comparison to Apple TV Plus wouldn't be quite fair, but I'm gonna do it anyway. Because the thing that a lot of people are most excited about is the new content, especially things like The Mandalorian. And so what is Disney Plus offering in the way of new things to watch? Things that are gonna entice you beyond, people with kids wanting to access that animated classics library. Well, Disney Plus doesn't have that problem. They have 12 titles available at launch, plus all of the vault content, of course, but right now let's concentrate on the originals. 12 of them, that is more than 9, right? Well, not so fast, because most of that stuff is animated shorts or quick little documentaries. Forky Asks a Question, something about Forky explaining money, lasted literally 3 minutes with credits, okay? So as far as original content goes, I added it all up, and it's just over 7.5 hours, including all of the credits, which are extensive. This is Disney after all. So you compare that to Apple TV Plus, which had a bunch of really, really slick marquee programming available on day one. It wasn't a ton, but of those shows, of those 9 programs available, each one had several episodes, sometimes the entire season run right up front. So as far as day one original programming, the amount of content is a little bit disappointing. However, what is there may be right up your alley. I already mentioned a couple of them here. We've got What is Money? Forky Asks a Question. That's, again, 3 minutes. Float is a quick 7-minute original Spark short. We've got the Imagineering Story. This is kind of an episode that deals with the creation of Disneyland, that sort of thing. And then we get to some of the bigger titles here. Marvel Hero Project, Noelle, starring
2 hours later.
Anna Kendrick. And then we've got the ones that actually got a little bit of marketing behind them. So, The World According to Jeff Goldblum is actually a National Geographic original title, and this one is the Jeff Goldblumiest vehicle you could possibly imagine. Okay, this is him let off of his leash. There's no director telling him how to be Jeff Goldblum in a certain role. It's just him being his quirky, weird self. So if you find Jeff Goldblum annoying, do not watch this show. However, if you're like many of the millions of the rest of us who find him charming and whimsical and bizarre, then this is going to be right up your alley. In the first episode, he talks about sneakers and explores the wonderful world of sneakers. It's actually pretty compelling. Encore bills itself as a Kristen Bell vehicle. It is not. She introduces this group of former high schoolers who put on a play when they were in high school, and now 25 years later they do it again. She's in the show for, I timed it, 38 seconds. And then it's a pretty standard kind of run-of-the-mill, feel-good documentary about these former high school students. Speaking of which, High School Musical, the series. I love this title, by the way. I don't know anything about the show. I haven't watched this. I never watched any of the movies, but I love that title. So High School Musical, the series, you'll know if you're the target market for that. Similarly, Lady and the Tramp, you're either gonna love it or hate it. And then The Mandalorian. So as I said before, The Mandalorian is going to be the biggest title today. This is the one that everybody seems to want to watch. It's the one that I watched first when I woke up this morning and turned on Disney Plus. So The Mandalorian, is it good or bad? Well, again, like I said with the Apple TV Plus, look, I am not a media critic, so take this all with a grain of salt. And spoilers ahead, okay? The Mandalorian is definitely not what I expected. This is, I was expecting kind of an hour-long drama with maybe some of that trademark Disney humor thrown in there. There's really none of that. There's very little drama, very little humor, very little dialogue, frankly, and it's not even an hour long. It's a half hour more of a Western than anything else. So it's a really different kind of departure from the typical Star Wars content that we are used to. I was expecting something big, something galaxy spanning, and they'd make it, Michael Bay it up with explosions and all that other stuff. They didn't do that. They went with something really quiet, pretty slow, even for a half-hour show. But then at the end, they kind of pulled the rug out from under me again. I thought it was going to be a quiet little show focused on one character, this Mandalorian. Well, in the end, he finds something that makes it clear that no, this is going to be a big galaxy-spanning Star Wars story that's all going to be Disneyfied eventually, at least as far as what the first episode is promising. I actually really enjoyed it. I'm excited to see where it goes, but we're gonna have to wait a while because Disney Plus is doing weekly releases. I actually really enjoyed it. I'm liking where it's going. I like the potential that it has. We'll see, but we will have to wait a little while to see because Disney Plus is going the weekly release route. We're not going to get the Netflix style binge watching with everything uploaded at once for you to binge through. You're gonna have to wait for these to be released weekly. I believe with The Mandalorian, it's gonna be released on Fridays, with episode 2 coming up this week, but we'll see. Ultimately, here is my bottom line. I've had a good time with Disney Plus so far in the first few hours of its existence. Yes, there have been hiccups, there have been, error screens and things not loading correctly or quickly enough, but that's just day 1. Of course, we'll see how it goes on day 2 and week 2 and month 2. Speaking of which, thank goodness I'm gonna have some help reviewing the Disney Plus platform. We recently had our Disney Plus Dream Job promotion, and so we've picked 5 people to help us review this platform. They've been chosen. They'll be tasked with watching 30 movies in 30 days on the Disney Plus platform. Really excited to see what sort of review they give the platform. But I'm sure I'm not the only one who woke up early on day 1 to watch all of this Disney Plus content. So hit the comments below. Let me know your thoughts on the platform and the content. Everything that you think about Disney Plus. Give this video a like, subscribe if it was helpful. Thanks for watching, everybody. I will see you next time.
Wow. Yeah, probably all.
Okay, sorry, that's genuine.